Is there anybody out there? Allison, are you tuning in this morning? It is 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Episode 37 of Easy Like Sunday Morning. Regrettably, I had the show scheduled for 9 p.m. That's just how much of a dumbass I am. Bonjour, Sue. Nice to see you. Anyway, are we loud and clear? Is the camera all smudged like it was last time? These are things that keep me, these are my crippling fears that I have. Last week I didn't have so many of these because I knew the show was being canceled last week. But this week, for the last 24 hours or so, I was thinking, okay, let's hope I remember how to get these shows streaming, because I tend to forget these kind of things really, really quick. And so, yeah, I was concerned about that, concerned about screwing all that up. And then I'm sitting here with Chris, my brother, and I are sitting here. And I'm getting all the microphones set up, and I'm getting everything just so. And then my old pal Allison Green out there in Victoria, she says, wait a minute, is the show at 9 p.m.? And I almost died. Julian, nice to see you as well. But yes, so we are good to go. Is that a fact, or is everything all right? Can you hear this? Anyway, very, very excited for this show. This will be the last show until September 5th, when season 2 of Easy Like Sunday Morning fires up. And it'll be from a new locale. There's... Good morning, Tom Cowan. Nice to see you, buddy. We should go for a drink one of these days. All right. Anyway, I'm going to get this show on the road. So everything's good, I assume. I think everything's okay. I hope I hope too many people don't try to tune in at 9 o'clock tonight. I think it's all good, though, now. Started out on the East Coast and I was bound for God knows where, with a worn-out copy of On the Road and the wind in my hair, chasing my shadow all the while the sun burnt off the dew. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm looking for you. Well, across the Appalachians and on down into Tennessee, the I-40 into Nashville and the Grand Ole Opry. Spent the night in Memphis with some friends at the rendezvous. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm looking for you. Said I'm looking for you, babe. Well, I followed the Mississippi all the way to New Orleans, down in the French Quarter for a plate of rice and beans. It's a town of ghosts and gypsies and jambalaya too. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm looking for you. Said I'm looking for you. Cut across to Austin and I hung out on 6th Street for hot and sweaty music, cold beer and little sleep. I slept in my car in a parking lot beneath the Texas moon. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm looking for you. Said I'm looking for you, hey. Spent the better part of the next day just across in that Lone Star State, El Paso and New Mexico and on up into Santa Fe. My car broke down outside of town. I had to sit for a day or two. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm looking for you. Said I'm looking for you, babe. Rolled into Colorado, a humming Rocky Mountain high. I put the top down on the Eldorado, man, and just enjoyed the ride. I made Cheyenne by nightfall, left the next afternoon. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm looking for you. Said I'm looking for you, babe. Rolled into Montana, but I had to travel on. I crossed into Alberta like an Ian Tyson song. The wild rose country beneath the sky so blue. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm looking for you. Said I'm looking for you, baby. Trans-Canada Highway, well, I crossed the Great Divide, the Coquihalla to Vancouver, all along this mystery ride. When I walked back into Washington, I picked up my first clue. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm looking for you. Said I'm looking for you, baby. From Tacoma to LA, all the way on 101. Stopping along the way to watch another setting sun. Spent a week beneath the stars outside Santa Cruz. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm looking for you. Well, this song ain't got no ending, man. This song has just begun. And when you spend your time pretending you've won races that you ain't run, and all the while all you need was something to ring true. And if everywhere I've been, well, I was looking for you. How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Looking for You, a travelogue of sorts. I wrote that song back in June of 2004, about a week before Ruby Tallulah Plume showed up on the scene. Thank you. Thanks very much, Julian. I appreciate that. I've always loved that song. I know I've told this story a bunch of times, but it's I can't really go changing it, but I took about a year and a half off of songwriting, and that song was the first song that I wrote when I picked up my guitar again. And I had been booked for a show in the what's it called? Not the Brewery District. It's down on the east side of Toronto. There's a whole warehouse district there where they got a bunch of micro breweries and stuff like that down there. And I was booked, last minute booking. My agent called and said, "Hey man, can you go do a set at this, beer gardens?" I said, "Yeah, okay. Yeah, sounds good." And so Jenny and I packed up the car, and we were living in Toronto at the time. Jenny and I packed up the car, and we made our way down to the gig, and there's this huge stage set up, and it was just tables for about 1,000 people, and no one showed up. No one. It was just Jenny and I, and the sound man and the monitor tech, and that was it. There was nobody else there. And by that point, I hadn't really played a show in probably about 6 or 8 months, and I remember that day thinking, well, what a, not only was this evening a catastrophic waste of time, my career choice was a catastrophic waste of time, and I was in a very the distillery district. That's right. I was in a very dark space on that particular day, and I was in no mood for anything. But there was Jenny sitting on the side of the stage, and she decided, well, I'm just going to leave this clown alone because he's having he's just acting like a baby over there. So anyway, so she decided to leave me alone to cool down, and she picked up my guitar. She picked up this guitar and just started strumming chords, and it went, and she just started playing this. And those are 4 chords that I think every song I've ever written uses those 4 chords. DiMaggio uses those 4 chords. 8:30 Newfoundland uses those 4 chords. More Than a Game uses those 4 chords. A lot of my songs use those 4 chords. But she was playing those chords, and then she got to a little turnaround section of the song. So the intro or the verses were going like this, or this particular chord progression went like this. And on, through again. And then she went to this part. Again, just the same 4 chords. And I liked the way she was running those 4 chords together. But then she did this. She went to the C minor there, and that made an eyebrow shoot up. And I remember thinking, that's cool. And I said, what? I said, is that something you're working on right now? And she goes, yeah, just playing chords. And I just loved it. I loved it because that C minor completely caught me off guard. So it goes like this. So the spent a week beneath the stars outside Santa Cruz. I don't know where I'm going. That chord was the one that caught me off guard. And every time it came around, I just thought, oh my God, I love that. So anyway, I did the gig for nobody, and or we did the gig for nobody, and the next morning that night we went back to our apartment and called it a day. And the next morning I got up, poured a cup of coffee, took a swig, and for the first time in 15 months, I pulled my guitar out of its case. For the first time in 15 months, I pulled the guitar when I wasn't playing a gig, and for no other reason than just the hell of it. I pulled my guitar out of the case, and I played, and so I was drinking my coffee, and I said, what was that chord progression Jenny was doing last night? And I went and found that chord progression, and I remembered the C minor, and just started writing this song, and just sang. I started out on the East Coast. I was bound for God knows where, with a worn-out copy of On the Road and the sun and the wind in my hair. I was chasing my shadow all the while the sun burnt off the dew. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm looking for you. Chasing my shadow while the sun burnt off the dew. So he was heading west. If you're chasing your shadow at the crack of dawn, you were heading west. Anyway, so and with that, there's 10 verses in that song, and I had never written a song that had more than 3 verses. But I just, spent about 3 or 4 hours working on that song, and the verses just came fast and furious. And every one of those verses, I've lived each and every one of those verses. That is not just one particular road trip. It's countless road trips that the guys and I were on over the years. And so I just went and just tried to drive across the country in this song, and I just sort of followed various trips that we had taken over the years. Anyway, sorry, that was a long song with an even longer story, so I do apologize for that. Good morning, Jerry. Good morning, is it Tanya? Is that what that is? I believe it is. And Yvonne Dion, nice to see you. The sound of one hand clapping, indubitably. That song would not exist. That last song, a travelogue of sorts, would not exist. There's no way I would have come up with. I never in a million years would have gone to that C minor. So thank you very much, Jenny, for that. Let me see. What shall I play? If I had my way, beads would still be money, and every stop along the way would be a land of milk and honey, and I'd still be with you. I'd still be with you. If I had my way, summer days would never end, and every birthday I'd turn 18 again, and I'd still be with you. If I had my way, in a simpler time, like a nursery rhyme, all the bells would chime for a simple lifetime. If I had my way, if I had my way, every dream would come true, in a ragtop Chevrolet, beneath a sky forever blue, and I'd still be with you. I'd still be with you. I'd still be with you. Oh, if I had my way. Ooh, if I had my way. Yeah. If I had my way. If I had my way. If I Had My Way from the 2003 album, Rock and Roll Recordings, Volume 1. Good morning, Dean. Dean saying, welcome to summer, Plume heads. Yes, indeed. Welcome to summer. Like Tanya Tucker, but spelled different. Perfect. That is good to know. I wanted to make sure I wasn't pronouncing it wrong, which wouldn't be the first time I've done that. Okay. I saw you in the shadows. I couldn't see your face, but I knew it was you. All those years, hey, ain't been too kind to you. But then again, they ain't been kind to anyone I know. Anyone I know, they're gonna take their toll. They swallow you whole. I'll fix myself a drink to give me time to think. And if you would like a drink, you know I could fix one for you. And underneath the watchful eye of Mama's blessing and the tear in Daddy's eye, yeah, you're my girl in green. You're almost obscene to me. I can't believe, prisoner of nightmares and dreams. And every time I let you down, well, you turn around and you say, well, I won't let go. You're my girl in green. You're most obscene to me. I remember, just like embers burning in my memory, how you once said it was all in your head. Wow, the burning questions, oh, the longing need, that longing need, yeah, the longing need. Yeah, I'm watching you bleed. Yeah, well, now for that longing need, yeah, longing need. Well, now for that longing need, yeah. 'Cause you're my girl in green. You're almost obscene to me. I can't believe, prisoner of nightmares and dreams. And every time I let you down, well, you turn around and then you say, well, I won't let go. You're my girl in green. You're almost obscene to me. I saw you in the shadow. I couldn't see your face, but I knew that it was you. Well, now I'm still singing back, chasing something, but the only thing is that something's always changing. That's right. Girl in Green. There you go. There's my Jenny O. Jenny slept in. Jenny was sound asleep when I left this morning. Poor kid. She was all tuckered out. We had a late night last night. We were over at a friend's for a fire pit. It was a lot of fun. Almost felt like a human being again. I used to be a drinking kind, but drinking never was a friend of mine. The words she whispered never did ring true. She'd leave me by the side of the road in the middle of the night in the freezing cold. Again in the morning we would start anew. But if that was now and this was then, I'd still do everything again. So here's to the sweet passing of time. Well, I've always loved the sound of my guitar in another town. Late night coffee has its late night charm. A little something in a coffee cup, a little something just to pick you up, and a little something in a stranger's arms. But if I was now and this was it, I'd still do it all over again. So here's to the sweet passing of time. As the years go drifting by in the cliched blink of an eye, where would you be if not for that one turn? If I could talk to the younger me, so many things I would ask him to see, like how wins or losses are still lessons learned. But if I was now and this was it, I'd do it all over again. So here's to the sweet passing of time. If I was now and this was it, I'd do the same things over again. So here's to the sweet passing of time. Here's to the sweet passing of time. There's Chris back there in the control room. Give me the thumbs up. There it is. All right. Cheers. Cheers, gang. Nice to see you all. It was weird not doing the gig the Sunday morning show last week. Didn't know what to do. What was I going to say, though? Yeah, so this is this will be the last Sunday for the summer. I'm going to be heading off to lots of shit's been going on, truth be told, but I'm going to be heading off to Ontario for the summer. Ruby and I, back in 2005, I ran a little music program at a summer camp out there in Parry Sound, Ontario, at a little camp called Little Camp. Not much of a little camp, a pretty big camp actually, at a camp called Camp Manitou in McKellar, Ontario on Lake Manitowobbing. And I had a little music program there, a little just like a kind of School of Rock kind of crazy thing, lots of fun. And did that from 2005 to 2013. Worked at the Tim Hortons camp, the Tim Hortons Foundation, for a couple summers as well. 9 and 10, I believe. But anyway, ran this little music program at Camp Manitou, and I was there till 2013, and have still gone back every year, and played a little show for the staff, stuff like that. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, the camp directors contacted me and said, "Hey, man, what are you doing this summer? You feel like we got the green light for camp, and would you be interested in coming back and doing the music program again?" And I said, "Well, I'm going to need to think about that." "Yeah, I'm in. Let's do this. That sounds good to me." So that's what happened. So a week from Wednesday, so in about 10 days from now, Ruby and I are going to jump in my car and drive all the way to Parry Sound, Ontario, for this summer camp. Of course, we are under every protocol that's known to man. I had my second shot the other day, so I am on my way. But yeah, so all that going on there. So it's gonna be fun to go to the camp, and I'll be there Ruby and I will be there for 2 months. Won't see a car. Might see the occasional golf cart rolling by with supplies on it or whatever, but otherwise it's just going to be no television, no nothing, just living in a cabin for 2 months on a lake. What's the catch? Well, as far as I can tell, there is no catch. It's going to be a great way to spend the summer. Unplug. Work on my little book that I want to put out there in the fall, which at this point is called a memoir of sorts. So Ruby and I are doing that. Ruby's going to be first-year staff at Manitou this year. She's gone to camp for 10 years, 10 summers, except for last summer, of course, because camp was canceled. But she will be first-year staff this year, so she and I are going to be colleagues, you could say. So it'll be a lot of fun. And what was I going to say about that? And then we're going to come back. I think the last day of camp is August 19th, and so then we'll make our way back to Alberta probably around noon on August 19th, and that'll have us back in Edmonton around the 21st. And then we're going to be moving into we sold our house a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago now, as I'm sure I've probably mentioned on these shows. And we were pondering for a long time making a move to Toronto, to be just for a million reasons. But if there's one thing that this pandemic has shone a light on, it's things happen, and you gotta make decisions. And anyway, we were pondering a move to Toronto, and we were almost going to pull the trigger and do that this year, but we've pushed that back for at least a year, maybe even a couple years. We don't know, but it's been pushed back for sure. So we got a little apartment here down on the west end of downtown Edmonton. And so that's going to be, we're looking forward to setting up shop there for the next year or so. And I will be firing up season 2 of Easy Like Sunday Morning from that little apartment down on the west end of Edmonton. And I think, is there anything else I want to say about that? I don't recall anymore, but I'm sure I'll think of it at some point. What's Misha saying? Great story about the bum show. Yeah, man. Drag of a show. But hey, it happens. But so we're very, very excited for this next year. Ruby's going into grade 12, so that'll be fun to watch. And the other thing, it's like, shit, man, if we were to pull out of town here in the middle of a pandemic, it's almost kind of like you're sneaking off under the cover of night, because you couldn't even really hang out with Chris and Aaron and the boys and all our other pals. It was just, as like everybody, we've all been locked down. And so it really just felt like there was nothing right about leaving that way. But alas, we have decided that we're staying put for at least another year, and we'll see where we wind up after that. Nobody knows anything. I'm sure I don't plan set lists when I do these shows. I don't plan a whole lot further than lunch, so here we go. On a Wing and a Prayer, by the seat of our pants. Okay, back to work. I think I played 4 songs here in 35 minutes, and that is par for the course, isn't it? Oh, my harmonicas are not doing very well here. No. I'm not even sure I need this harmonica for this. No. That's crazy. Okay. DiMaggio is coming up, without a doubt. And in fact, I probably should play that right now, because that would work very well. I will play that. Good call, Allison. And because last week, or 2 weeks ago when you tuned in late and missed the damn song. And I must say, and I'm sure everyone who was tuned in 2 Sundays ago, they will all agree with me when I say, Allison, that was probably the best performance of DiMaggio I've ever given. Everything from here on will just be diminishing returns. That was the absolute summit of a performance of that song. So, oh well. I'll do my best to make up for it here. Telephone rings way too much, but not nearly enough. With you on the other end of the line, she said, you could still call me. Well, lately I've been thinking about everything. Something leaves me stranded in between. Yeah, I'm stranded in between. Well, she's my Marilyn Monroe, and I'm her Joe DiMaggio. Marilyn, I'm Monroe and DiMaggio. Never together, but forever linked. We're kinda like birds of a feather, baby, and our spirits start to sing. Yeah, we're forever linked. Well, she's my Marilyn Monroe, I'm her Joe DiMaggio. Marilyn, I'm Monroe and DiMaggio. Well, she's my Marilyn Monroe, I'm Joltin' Joe DiMaggio. Marilyn Monroe and DiMaggio. DiMaggio, DiMaggio. DiMaggio. Thanks for asking for that song, Allison. Yes. Anyway, I was wrong. That may have been the best version of that song I've ever played. So, just when I thought we were at the summit 2 weeks ago, we were in clouds is all it was. The clouds have cleared, and we saw that there was a little further that we could go up that DiMaggio hill, and we reached it today. It's going to be all downhill from here, I'm sure. Nick, nice to see you. Summer camp sounds great. Yes. But, yeah, Sunday mornings will be back and better than ever, to quote Mike Greenberg from Mike and Mike in the Morning from ESPN. So we'll be back Sunday I think Sunday, September 5th will be the first Easy Like Sunday Morning that'll be of season 2. I think that's so funny, so pompous to say season 2. So season 2 it'll be. Okay. There she is. Hello, Carrie. She's a roller. We gonna drive it all night like we stole her. We ain't gonna back down. Bubble when we come to town. Some people throw up, some people throw down. We're talking big deals, we're talking big wheels. We're talking scraping bug guts off the windshield. Cause I'm a rocker, she's a roller. We gonna drive it all night like we stole her. Turn it up. There ain't nothing kicking like a kick drum kicking in, or rumbling thunder coming through a 410. You turn it up. There ain't nothing better than a telly running through a twin, except for maybe a mandolin, Monroe's mandolin. Country, she's western, so give me bluegrass, Bill, or a Lester. I'm hard as a pistol, Bubba, grab a fistful. We've been driving all night in from Bristol. We're talking early cash, I'm talking mid-clash. We're talking Dylan before the motorcycle crash. Cause I'm a country, yeah, she be western, so give me bluegrass, Bill, or a Lester. Yes, sir, turn it up. There ain't nothing kicking like a kick drum kicking in, or a rumbling thunder coming through a 410. Yeah, you turn it up. There ain't nothing better than a telly running through a twin, except for maybe a mandolin, Monroe's mandolin. Turn it up. There ain't nothing kicking like a kick drum kicking in, or rumbling thunder coming through a 410. Yep. You turn it up. There ain't nothing better than a telly running through a twin, except for maybe a mandolin, except for maybe a mandolin, except for maybe a mandolin, Monroe's mandolin. I'm a rocker, she's a roller. We gonna drive it all night like we stole her. Monroe's Mandolin from the 2018 album Born by the Radio. All right, good morning, Ken. Nice to see you there, Governor. Okay, who's that? Well, hello in British Columbia. Who? I can't read that. Ribo? Is that what? Am I reading that correctly? Mr. Allward, nice to see you, sir. I saw that picture that you posted of the old schoolhouse in Havelock there yesterday, and I love seeing all those old pictures. So please keep that going. Hello, Connie. Nice to see you. Indeed. Okay. Back to work, Plume. I spent too much time talking off the top of the show here. Now I got to catch up. Thank you, Doreen. I do appreciate it. Okay. Where is my capo? There is my capo. Where? Where is everything? I don't know. Okay. I was thinking of this song when I said that we got a little apartment just on the west end of town there. Not even the west end of town, the west side of downtown Edmonton, over on 124th Street, for those of you who are familiar with the area. I used to live on 124th. This would be the third time now in the last 33 years that I have lived in that little nook of Edmonton. First lived on 122nd Street and 102nd Avenue, back right out of high school. I got a little apartment there. I was there for 6 or 8 months before I hit the road with my first rock and roll band. First rock and roll band that I was a singer in while on the road. First touring band. First touring band that I sang for. The second touring band that I was fired from. What else? So I lived there in 88, and then in 1997, I got a little house again on 124th Street and Jasper Avenue, and we lived there for about 5 years. I kept my clothes there for 5 years because for the bulk of that time we were on the road. And the amount that we paid in rent, I probably could have saved all that rent and just stayed at the Hotel McDonald in Edmonton for the amount of time we were actually in Edmonton. But yes, we were there for 5 years, and now we're going to be moving in on 124th Street again and 102nd Avenue. So right there in that little west side of downtown Edmonton. Anyway, thought of this song as I said that, Little Apartment. She got a little apartment just out of the city someplace. Yeah, she says sometimes as sure as the crow flies, feel like I'm taking up space. But that don't bother me none, 'cause I'm sure I ain't the only one who's ever felt this way before. Well, she got herself a job out at the Hungry Hog on the interstate. Fresh ground coffee beans and black-eyed peas, serve 'em up to you on a plate. She'll clean up after you when you're done, but it don't bother her none. She's still smiling when you walk out the door. And she said, life, I knew it so well. At least I did when I was a kid, yeah, but now I just can't tell. Thought I knew it like the back of my hand, but now I finally understand. What you've gotta do is be true to yourself. Well, she was married in July of 69 and ended 70 in divorce. Well, again in 73, man, it wasn't meant to be. She should have known better, of course. Now that kind of bothered her some. Look what her life had become. She could swear ain't no one been here before. And she lies awake at night, wrestling with wrong and right. Oh Lord, won't you please send mercy, please. Just a ray of sunshine. Anything, hey, I don't mind. Let me know you're there for me. Are you there for me? Well, now it's closing time. She turns around the sign and she locks the door. And as she heads home this evening, she gets that old lonesome feeling. It's life and nothing more. Someday Romeo will come. Until that day she'll carry on. Ain't nothing new when you've seen it all twice before. she said, life, I knew it so well. At least I did when I was a kid, yeah, but now I just can't tell. I thought I knew a lot the back of my hand, but now I finally understand. What you gotta do is be true to yourself. What you gotta do is be true to yourself. Through the eyes of a child, you see somebody else. The Back of My Hand, from my 1997 album, Simplify. Wrote the song in February and March of 1993 when I first moved to Dallas, Texas. And that's when I wrote that song. And when I know I've told this story a million times as well, but every time I sing that song, I am reminded of the time I played the song for one of my songwriting heroes, Guy Clark. And we were working on a song called The Best Job I Ever Have, which I do believe I will be playing next. But we were working on a song, and towards the end of the day, he said, "Hey man, play me a song of yours, one of your favorite songs of yours." And so I played him. We went back and forth, played 2 or 3 songs each. He played me "Desperados Waiting on a Train," and which was amazing. Right, just sitting here, he and I nose to nose, and he's playing me "Desperados Waiting for a Train." If you don't know that song, do yourself a favor and look that song up after this show, or look it up right now for that matter. It's a great song and worth the effort to find it. Desperados Waiting on a Train, like desperados. Anyway, so he played me that song. I played If There Ever Was a Fool was the first song that I played him, and then he played Desperados, and then I played him The Back of My Hand. And when I got to that last verse, the last verse used to go, "Well, it's closing time. She turns around the sign and she locks the door. And as she heads home this evening, she gets that old lonesome feeling. It's life and nothing more. Someday her Romeo will come, and until that day she'll carry on. Ain't nothing new when you've seen it all twice before." And I played that. And after I finished the song, he says, "Can I make one suggestion, one just tiny suggestion?" I said, "Yeah, what's that?" Couldn't even believe he was thinking like he was going to offer to help tweak a song of mine. And he said, "We know it's her Romeo. All you got to say is someday Romeo will come. You know." And he was so right, because the lyric I was singing, "Someday her Romeo will come, and until that day she'll carry on. Someday Romeo will come, until that day she'll carry on." I just got chills just thinking of it right now. It was just what a cool moment, and just an amazing eye for detail. Someday Romeo will come. And then so Guy and I wrote a song called "The Best Job I Ever Have," which is one of my it's just a fun song. I love the song. I'm very proud of it. And one of my faves. But I'm such a fan of Guy Clark. He's very, very much, we know it well, loved Guy Clark. Yes, rest in peace, absolutely. Yeah, he died in May of 2016. Hard to believe he's been gone 5 years already. Just love Guy Clark. So many of his songs, every song of his I love, but some of them just kill me. The Randall Knife kills me. Magnolia Wind kills me. There's so many Guy Clark songs are just staggering in their beauty. And another song of his that I like a lot is a song called "The Cape," and it's about this guy who's just always living life to the fullest, always taking chances. Why not? And the chorus goes, "He's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. So spread your arms and hold your breath and always trust your cape." I just love that. I love that line. And a couple years ago, back in 2018. I was doing a run of shows. I was attempting to do 30 shows in 30 days, coast to coast, starting in St. John's, Newfoundland, working all the way to Vancouver Island. And there are a lot of you who are tuned in here today who are at one of those shows, along the way. And Allison and Tim were both at the show in Victoria. Merrick was at the show in Victoria as well. I think my buddy Mike and Patty were they're at 3 or 4 shows they came to. They did Vancouver, Chilliwack, and Victoria. Justin and Sharon Dallaire came to one of those shows. Obviously, Chris came to one for sure. I think Bonneville, he was there. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. We ended up not being able to do 30 shows in 30 days as much as I wanted to, and I have every intention of doing that again. We ended up doing 28 shows in 38 days. But hey, what are you gonna do? But I've always loved that song, The Cape. And so this tour, I was really nervous to do this tour. I was just like, what am I doing with this? Like, this might be the very definition of just insanity of doing, trying to do this tour coast to coast by myself. Nobody to help share the driving, nobody to set up the merch, nobody to sell the merch, nobody to, nothing, nobody to talk to, all the way across the country. And so I left Edmonton and drove all the way to the coast. And that first night of that 30 and 30 tour, I opened up my guitar case, and inside the guitar case was this piece of paper right here. And Jenny O wrote this. If you can recognize what that might potentially be, it is not a red pylon, it is a cape. And she typed inside the lyrics to Trust Your Cape. And it's still in the bottom of my case. So every time I open up my guitar to play a song or write a song or do a tour or whatever, this thing is there from Jenny. And it says, he's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. So spread your arms and hold your breath and always trust your cape. And so I see that every time I open up my case. And so when I went to Europe a couple years ago, and this note was still sitting in the bottom of my case, and it's still there, obviously, to this day, and it'll be there for eternity. And that's why I love Jenny O to bits right there. But here's that Guy Clark song. Well, I'd like to thank my parents for the shape I'm in. Pardon my condition, my excuse is pretty thin. You see, all I wanted was a car when I turned 16. But my folks bought me a guitar, and it'll be the death of me. Well, I could have been a doctor or even an astronaut. Hell, I could have been almost anything if it weren't for this dreadnought. But when I got down to it and I learned the chords C, F, and G, I hit the road with my guitar, and it'll be the death of me. And it's the best job I've ever had. You spend half your time tuning them and the other half playing out of tune. Well, it's the best job I've ever had. It's the best job I've ever had. Now guitars make life bearable. There ain't another job in the world comparable. It's the best job I've ever had. Well, it's gotten me into some tight spots, and it's gotten me out of a few. And if it wasn't for the music, boys, well, I don't know what I'd do. But if you're gonna tell the truth, well then you need to have the tools. So get yourselves a guitar and it'll be the death of you. And it's the best job I've ever had. And one night in Kansas City it got broken in a fight, and I glued it back together, and it ain't never been right. But it's still the best job I've ever had. It's the best job I've ever had. Do you want to know why people play guitar all day long and act a fool all for a song? It's the best job they ever had, man. It's the best job I've ever had. And I know why Robert Johnson sold his soul to the devil way down on Highway 61. 'Cause it's the best job he ever had. Now when I die and I get to heaven, I'm gonna tell you what, I will have seen and done a lot of things, but there's still the things that I had not. But what I did it the most true, was play this fucking guitar, man. I played it all for you. Best job I ever had, man. Yeah. Okay, what's going on here? Jenny O is quite something, Allison. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, man. She's the real deal Holyfield. Jenny O is the real deal Holyfield, indeed. Hey, thanks, Dean. I do appreciate that. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate your friendship, Dean, through the years, man. But yeah, it'll be fun to. Ruby and I are looking forward to going to. We're going to summer camp. Hello, Mata. Hello, Fada. We're off to summer camp, and here I am, 53 goddamn years old, and I'm packing for summer camp. Hey, what are you gonna do? You know, you got to grow up sometime, just not today. So long, Stompin' Tom, I can't believe you're gone. So long, Stompin' Tom, but at least we've got your songs. Like Bud the Spud from the bright red mud and the gumboot cloggeroo. So long, Stompin' Tom, may God take care of you. Well, me and my wife and kid, we all sing along, driving around Moncton town singing the hockey song. We were to it and at it, and we was at it until we tuned our attitude in. So long, Stompin' Tom, until we meet again. Well, so long, Stompin' Tom, I can't believe you're gone. So long, Stompin' Tom, but at least we've got your songs. Like Margot's got the cargo by and the old muckluck shoe. So long, Stompin' Tom, may God take care of you. So many people I have not met, but yet I know by name. Like poor old Ben down in the pen and that gal Red River Jane. Or Potato and Tomato, they're driving to Windsor in their car. And see Walker pass a pawn shop, if it ain't Luke with his guitar. Well, so long, Stompin' Tom, I can't believe you're gone. So long, Stompin' Tom, but at least we've got your songs. Like the TTC, Skedaddler, and Goodbye Rubberhead too. So long, Stompin' Tom, may God take care of you. That's right. Well, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, they're all hanging on to every word. While you're singing songs about Saskatchewan and picking tobacco way down in Tillsonburg. And there's a million drunken angels, and they're all singing with you tonight. And when you see my mom down in the front row, well, could you tell her we're doing all right? And so long, Stompin' Tom, I can't believe you're gone. So long, Stompin' Tom, but at least we've got your songs, like Big Joe Mufferaw and Sudbury Saturday Night. Yep. So long, Stompin' Tom, may you rest in peace tonight. Hey, so long, Stompin' Tom, may you rest in peace tonight. Well, so long, Stompin' Tom, may you rest in peace tonight. Yep. So long, Stompin' Tom, may you rest in peace tonight. Okay. Who's tuning in here? Camping rules. It does rule. What's Jenny saying here? Jenny had to walk the dogs. Yes. Whew, thank God. You mean I'm going to have to say this all again? But anyway. No, they weren't sarcastic or sarcasm. No, Jenny. Ah, yes. So we're in an apartment right now. Well, we're in an Airbnb right now before we move into our apartment. But for the last 10 years, well, maybe not quite 10 years, 7 or 8 years anyway, our dogs were accustomed to the doggy door. Accustomed to just coming and going all day long, all night long, whenever they felt like going outside and wandering around and sniffing and doing whatever else, looking for a fire hydrant, they would do that. But now we are in an Airbnb, and there's no doggy door there. But they are still on this schedule of like, hey, Jenny, hey, Mike, what do you say we go for a quick little walk? Just outside really quick, see what's going on. Okay, so out we go, and then 15 minutes later, it's like, hey, what do you say we go outside? Just take a quick little look around here. I'm thinking, what are you guys? Are you guys dogs or goldfish? Do you not remember what you just saw out there? Anyway. Okay. Something about when we touch, a little too much ain't never enough. Here beneath the stars and the magnolia tree, a slice of heaven just for you and me. There's a place we'd like to go, tucked away where nobody knows. Fireflies and moonbeams and a warm summer breeze. There's nowhere else on earth I'd rather be than laying on the hood of my car, wishing on a shooting star, singing with the radio, singing soft and low. Baby, just you and me, easy as can be, doing what comes naturally. Baby, when I taste your kiss and the soft caress of your fingertips, well, I finally found the feeling that I never felt before. Well, I thought I knew, but now I know for sure. Laying on the hood of my car, wishing on a shooting star, singing with the radio, playing soft and low. Baby, just you and me, easy as can be, but doing what comes naturally. There's something about the moonlight as it dances in your eyes. It's a dream I must have dreamed 1,000 times. Laying on the hood of my car, wishing on a shooting star, singing with the radio, playing soft and low. Baby, just you and me, easy as can be. We're doing what comes naturally. Baby, just you and me, easy as can be. We're doing what comes naturally. Okay, what are we doing here? A Dog's Life. That's right, Mike. You know it, Misha. Thanks, Jackie. I appreciate that. Wrote that with Brent Mayer back in 2011, I guess. And yeah, it's one of those songs that if I heard it somewhere, I would think, damn, I wish I wrote that one. It may never be a hit, but I sure do like it. But you know, if I was a pitcher on a baseball team, I would have pitched a career of no hitters. Big difference. It's a big difference when you know. It's funny how a no hitter is great in baseball. Not so great in music, but alas, I seem to have confused everything. But yeah, the Stompin' Tom song, that was just one of those crazy times as well. Sitting in a pub with my buddy Thomas Patillo of One Feather Press fame, and Chris sent me a text message saying that Stompin' Tom had passed away. This was March 6th, 2013. And that just started a chain reaction of craziness, you know, because about almost a week later, right to almost to the minute, I would think, I was standing on stage in Peterborough, at the hockey rink in Peterborough, Ontario, standing beside Stompin' Tom's coffin and singing that song. 1 week. It was just, yeah, that's just crazy. Just like, you know, the butterfly effect. Chris sends me this text, and then from there it just mushroomed. Like he threw a pebble in a pond, and then it just mushroomed and rippled out to this crazy, crazy week. But yeah, who's tuning in here now? Jerry, thank you. Jackie, thank you. Michelle, thank you. Are they really enjoying your stories behind the songs? Thanks. Thank you, Tanya. I do appreciate that. Yeah, it's, you know, it's interesting because these shows have, I don't really like live. I tell some stories here and there, but I can usually tell within the first 15 minutes of a show whether or not I need to just shut up and sing, or whether I can get away with telling some stories. Here, that's not the case. Here I can just sort of tell stories and continue on with my day, and because it's just obviously the feedback is delayed and not nearly as there's no din going on. So yeah, it's I'm really enjoying these as well. Just really free and just sort of telling these stories. Absolutely. Because there are stories behind every song. And quite often, there are layers upon layers of stories that find their way into a song. But anyway. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Michelle, they can all be made in. Ask for them at Drive. Yeah. You ask for them at Drive at cbc.ca. Let's see how that goes for you there, Mikey. I'm going to do a song for you. Speaking of hits, this was this next song. Where's my harmonica? That's going to be it right there. Wow, that harmonica is done. This next song is the most recent single. Most recent single from the Lonesome Stretch of Highway album. arcade to get a six-pack for the football game. When I heard somebody say my name, imagine my surprise. Well, we talked about them good old days, talked how time slipped away, talked till the only thing left to say was what we said with our eyes, and how that summer night when we lost our innocence, we remembered to forget. How it broke down in Capoli. We spent the night in my Chevrolet, and for the first time that old car made me thank my lucky stars. We loved until the sun came up, drinking whiskey from a Timmy's cup, and we swore forever and sealed it with a kiss. It's those little things we remember to forget. She flashed a ring and said, now how about you? I said, girl, I'm married too. It'll be 5 years come this June. We got a baby due in July. That's when she pulled a picture from her purse and said, that's my Jessie, she's my first. I said, yeah, one thing for sure, she's got her mama's eyes. Well, looks like we each got our own white picket fence, so we remember to forget. How we bought a tiny golden band, asked your daddy for your hand, and for the first time in my life I was scared to see you that night. I didn't know what you said to me when I dropped down on one knee. I don't remember what I said, but you said yes. Well, it's those little things we remember to forget now. Oh, we said all that we could have said. I saw her eyes in a rearview mirror as she drove away, and all those pretty words that we once said, and all those promises we never kept, we remember to forget. Remember to forget. Remember to forget. Oh, we remember to forget. Remember to Forget, from last year's album, Lonesome Stretch of Highway. And I believe, this is crazy, remember I was telling you a couple of weeks ago that if somebody were to tell you that they had a top 3 song in the nation, that would mean that song is number 3. Because if it was number 1, they're not going to say, hey man, guess what, I had a top 3 song. You would say, fuck, you're not going to believe this, I got the number 1 song in the country. And so that can be that can work in any way you want to say that. So this song, Remember to Forget, is a top 18 song this week in the country. So there you have it. You can do the math to determine exactly where it is on those charts. But hey, Pearl, nice to see you. It's been a long time. How have you been? Okay, I missed you. Great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is episode 37. Where the hell have you been, Pearl? And this is going to be the last show for summer. And then we're going to be back and better than ever with season 2. Oh, the pomposity. With season 2 of Easy Like Sunday Morning from yet another locale. Once again, I would like to thank Scotty and Harry here at Riverdale Recorders in downtown Edmonton. For letting me in here. This was service above and beyond the call of duty, letting me darken the door of Riverdale Recorders for the last month or so, 2 months almost. So I really appreciate it, Scott. Thanks, man. We will be recording another album here. I would think sooner than later, and sooner than later. We'll record one soon, and then we'll record another one later. Yeah. Okay, what do we got there? DG. Thank you, DG. Let me see. What shall I play, gang? I have time for a couple more songs here. There's Connie. Say hello to Art for me, would you? Huckleberry, yes, I can do that for you. That's a good call. One last time. I'm not going to die. Just taking the summer off, man. Listen, nothing would make me happier than to be playing festivals all summer long. And next year, I think we're going to be, firing on all cylinders. So there'll be festivals galore. So please do me a favor and your local festival, could you send them an email or call them and say, for the love of Christ and all things holy, would you book that Plume guy? That would be really great because I feel like they've lost my number. Okay, what is Jerry saying? Keep the stories coming. Yeah, thanks, Jerry. Way down yonder is a little piece of land where the water washes up against the sand. And I said, babe, that's what I'm talking about. When the world gets crazy now from time to time, me and my baby, we come here to unwind. And I said, babe, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's me and my baby, me and you. It's me and my baby beneath the sky so blue. We got diamonds on the sand, diamonds on the ocean, the smell of salt water and suntan lotion. When that big red sun goes sinking into the sea, baby, slide on over right on nice and close to me. And I said, babe, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I said, babe, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's me and my baby, me and you. Well, it's me and my baby beneath the sky so blue. We got diamonds on the sand, diamonds on the ocean, the smell of salt water and suntan lotion. So way down yonder is a little piece of land where the water washes up against the sand. I said, babe, that's what I'm talking about. I said, babe, that's what I'm talking about. You wanna go dance in the rain? I'll find us a cloud. Or maybe somewhere they don't know your name. I'll find us a crowd. You just throw it out there. There's nothing to out there. If you wanna get into the show, well, I know a guy. Or maybe we go watch the sun sinking low. I know a sky as blue as all will get out. Maybe we should get out of here. I am waiting on you to give me the green light. Oh yeah, I said anything you want, baby, said a word and we'll get high. Or we'll lay low, or we'll make up what we don't know. Yeah, like two stones we could roll home, we could if you're needing a spark in the dark, let me be the match. And if you're looking to lock up your heart, let me be the latch. Well, it don't matter where we go, I'm gonna be right. There's a million things that we could do to pass the time. Ooh, yeah. I said anything you want, baby, say the word and we'll get high. Or we'll lay low, or we'll make up what we don't know, yeah. Like two stars, we can roll home, we can rock all night. You need a little breeze to fly your kite. If your Sunday needs a cherry, I'm your huckleberry. If your Sunday needs a cherry, I'm your huckleberry. I'm your huckleberry. Yeah. There's a million things that we could do to pass the time. Oh yeah. I said anything you want, baby, say the word and we'll get high. Oh, we'll lay low, now we'll make up what we don't know. Like two stones, we can roll home, we can rock all night. And if you need a little breeze to fly your kite, if your Sunday needs a cherry, I'm your huckleberry. If your Sunday needs a cherry, I'm your huckleberry. If your Sunday needs a cherry, I'm your huckleberry. Said I'm your huckleberry. Yeah, I'm your huckleberry. Huckleberry. What time we got here? I have time for a couple more songs, gang, so I'd like to thank you very much for hanging out with me today. And for the last 36, 37 weeks as well. I think I missed 3 Sundays since September of last year. So thank you for hanging around with me and putting up with the learning curve of learning how to stream these shows. The only way, I always rehearsing's great to whatever extent, but a live show is the equivalent of about 6 rehearsals. 4 rehearsals for sure, probably 6. So the best way to learn how to do this is just to completely and utterly humiliate yourself in front of an audience. And that's really the only way you can learn. Like, shit, I got to make sure I don't do that again. So thank you for putting up with, like I said, the learning curve. All right, let me see. Where are we at here? I'm going to do a couple more here. Where's the story? Thank you. Love the lyrics to this. What's the story behind this song? Huckleberry was written with the guys from the band Old Dominion. Matt Ramsey and Trevor Rosen. And Trevor and I met the first day of kindergarten. Well, our kids' kindergarten. So Jenny and I were dropping Ruby off at the first day of kindergarten at Belmont Weekly there in Nashville, down in Belmont Village, Hillsborough Village. And we were dropping Ruby off her first day of class. And standing in line dropping off their daughter was Trevor and Amy Rosen. And they're dropping off their daughter, Olivia. And we all became pals right out of the gate. We sort of struck up a conversation standing in line that day and realized that we were both songwriters. Trevor, at that point, was writing for John Rich's publishing company. John Rich from Big and Rich. He was one of his writers. And so Trevor and I got together, and the first song we wrote was Nothing I Don't Love About You from the 830 Newfoundland record. And then, we wrote a bunch of songs over the years. Goodbye Summer, Waste a Kiss on Me. And then in October of 2014, I believe it was, I got together to write with Trevor and Matt. And that's the song we stumbled into. There was no multiple layers and levels to that I lived through to get to that song. It was just, we just started writing. I just wanted it to be a song about a guy who, listen, whatever you need, I got a guy who can get. I got you covered. Whatever you need, doesn't matter. You want to get into the show? I know a guy. Maybe we go watch the sun sinking low. Well, I know a sky where it's just blue as all get out. So let's get out of here. One of those kind of characters. And then we just launched into the chorus. And when we got to the end of the chorus, I remember vividly Matt and Trevor like finishing each other's thought there. But it was like. Trevor said, "If your Sunday needs a cherry," and Matt just said, "I'm your huckleberry." And I remember thinking, there isn't a million. I could be working on that song for a million years and would never have come up with that lyric. "I'm your huckleberry." I knew it from the movie, but my brain was not there. It's probably still not there. I'm thrilled that I was sitting there when we wrote that song. Because I think I came up with the original chord progression for it, just where it's just C, A minor, F, and G, which is, again, the four chords that I use for everything, seemingly. And I sang the opening line, "You want to go dance in the rain, I'll find us a cloud," or maybe somewhere where they don't know your name, I'll find us a crowd. And then we were off and running. But the chorus was all Matt and Trevor, pretty much. I think I came up with the line, we'll get high, we'll lay low, we'll make up what we don't know. We'll make up what we don't know. I'm sure it was my line, because I have a song called Make It Up As We Go, so I'm sure that's where that came from. But the rest was all them. Anyway, enough of that. Here's another song from the 2018 album Born by the Radio. It was requested a little earlier today, so I'm going to play it for you. You gotta travel light to travel far. It's not where you've been, it's who you are. Now don't let the days turn into years. If you do what you love, then you've nothing to fear. Take a hard road if it's something you believe in. If you make a promise, then make sure you keep it. Trust your heart to keep you grounded. Leave it all better than you found it. Yeah. Gotta do your best, and when you've something to say, get it off your chest, because the higher you climb, the further you see. There's a heavy price for wasting time, but smiles are free. Take the hard road if it's something you believe in. If you make a promise, then make sure you keep it. Trust your heart to keep you grounded. Better than you found it. Don't be scared to take a chance. Don't be scared to make a stand. Don't be scared to wear your heart upon your sleeve. Grudges, forgive and forget. You see, there are no strangers, but friends you just haven't met. And the years go by before you know it. So if there's someone you love, don't be afraid to show it. Take the hard road if it's something you believe in. If you make a promise, then make sure you keep it. Trust your heart to keep you grounded, grounded. Yeah, 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 yeah. Take the hard road if it's something you believe in. When you make a promise, then make sure you keep it. gotta travel light to travel far. It's not where you've been, it's who you are. Leave it better than you found it. Just be a nice little stone of positivity thrown into the pond. How about that? Okay. Anyway, kindergarten to grade 12 Ruby. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah, Ruby's she's I think I've said this before. I know I've said this before. She's turned into a Bruce Springsteen song. Since she got her driver's license, she's just born to run. She's always on the go. And I like it. I like it a lot. And she's at like already the point where if she said, yeah, I think I'm going to drive to, I don't know. Dad, I think I'm going to drive to your Wakefield gig in October. I'd be like, yeah, okay. Here's the keys. I'll see you there. I'd be okay with that. Speaking of Wakefield gigs, October 29th and 30th, the show has been rescheduled yet again, but I have a feeling that this will be the show where we actually get to the date where we actually finally get to blow the roof off the place. I think we're going to be up and running. So October 29th and 30th, the mighty MPB will be ripping and roaring through Wakefield, Quebec. It'll be me and Ernie and Ryan and Jeff. And yeah, it'll be a fun evening. And trying to convince Chris to come out for that if he can get some holidays. Another buddy of mine's coming out as well, Todd Reynolds. But October 29th and 30th at the Black Sheep. So if you have tickets, if you bought tickets for the show in May, obviously they will still work. So, but 2 nights, and let's just pack that place. Let's just go and just have a purge. 3-hour shows, 3.5-hour shows, whatever it used to be, we'll do it again. What do you say? I'll see you guys there. All right. Take care of yourselves and of each other. And you guys have just made this year a little more bearable for me. And yeah, thank you one and all. It has been an insane year, and we all know that. See you around. From the rolling fields of wheat to the busy city streets, there's a feeling and a spirit all our own. True north, strong and free, stand on guard, you and me. From the east to the west, we roam. This is our home. From Norman Wells at the top, all the way to the rock, there's a wind that's always blown. And from down Summerside to the Queen Charlotte Islands, there's a way of life we've always known. Yeah, now this is our home. This is our home. Well, I've seen the northern lights dancing over Yellowknife while standing in the middle of a field. From Pier 21 all the way to Flin Flon, yeah, I gotta cross that Canadian shield. And no one knows winter like we know winter, blowing in off Lake Ontario. And from the Rideau Canal to Bonham Carnival, there's a little place I love in the Gatineaus, with a covered bridge and a swimming hole. This is our home. This is our home. That's right. We're from Portage in Maine to Young and Queen, and every street corner in between. No matter where you go in this rugged land, there's one thing we all understand. Every woman, every child and man. 8:30 Newfoundland. 8:30 Newfoundland. Way up in Peace Country, back east in Kings County, and clear across to Thunder Bay, where Winnipeg feels like forever, seems like never, let alone at Campbell Riverway. And when you cross the border and you see a caribou on the corner, then and only then will you be home. You see, I've driven from the Peg to the Chuck, and Yankees call us Canucks. But together, we'll never stand alone. Yeah, together, we'll never stand alone. I said forever, the maple leaf will be flown. This is our home. This is our home. Tar sands at Fort Mac, Capillet and Shediac, and down in the Shuswap too. Well, I've seen midnight feel like I know, from the Dome all the way down to Saskatoon. Well, there's Confederation Bridge, and there's Butternut Ridge, there's Sudbury and the Sioux. Well, I lived in the Lakeland, and I've been to the Badlands, head smashed in Buffalo Jumping too. And I've been snowed in for days on the Trans-Canada Highway, and that was in the month of June. That's right. Yeah, this is our home. This is our home. Yeah, gang. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today and for the last 8 or 9 months or whatever it's been. Crazy how the time flies. But yes, thank you so much for spending time with me. Who's checking in here one last time? Have a good summer. Yes, one and all. Thank you, Barb. Okay, Allison, thank you. Jenny and Ruby, yeah. Yeah, so don't forget those shows in Wakefield coming up. There's talk of a show in Winnipeg for anybody tuned in today from Winnipeg. There's talk of a Park Theater show. Nothing's confirmed yet, but that'll be October 18, 19, 20, somewhere in there. Moose Jaw will be October 21st. Arcola, Saskatchewan will be October 22nd. Yeah, so we're working on a Winnipeg show, working on a Saskatoon show that week. The following week will be in Wakefield, and also on October 1st, working on a show here in Edmonton. So it'll probably be at the station if all goes well. We certainly have that date on hold, but we're just waiting for protocols to be lifted before we can totally go forward with that. But October 1st, it's looking like there's going to be a gig of some persuasion at the station. That rhymed. And then the following day will be in Calgary for the Bow Valley Music Club show, which has been rescheduled a couple of times as well. That's going to be October 2nd. So October's looking good, man. So that could be fun. Yeah, anyway, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Take care of yourselves and of each other. And I will see you guys, in a couple months, okay? So have a great summer, and I'll see you in September. Yeah, take care, and I will see you around.